So that land is defiled, man. And them not the chosen people, man. Now I got this book, Arthur Koestler, the 13th tribe, right? I got this book. Now, you know, brothers bring out this book, but today I decided to bring it out again. You know, this on page 224, it said, now this is so-called Jew. This is so-called Jew spilling the beans on them other so-called Jews that's in that land. Okay? This on page, this a book, the 13th tribe, and this on page 224. It said, here lies the basic difference between Israelis and the Jews of the diaspora. The former have acquired a national identity. Okay? It said the former have acquired a national identity. The latter are labeled as Jews only by their religion. See? Like we were saying last week in that video, the Israelite that's over there in Dimona was telling you, look, they don't recognize you as an Israelite based off your nationality. It's based off religion. So this is a so-called Jew spilling the beans in this book. Okay? So that was two sources. They over there in Dimona letting you know, and this is a so-called Jew in this book, the 13th tribe letting you know, it's not based off nationality. Okay? They base themselves off religion. And you know what the word religion means? It's a Latin word, religio, which means to bind up and hold back. Okay? So I'll read that again. It says the former have acquired a national identity. It said the latter are labeled as Jews only by their religion, not by their nationality. See? Not by their race. That's why Vocab Malone act the way he act. Because we saying we Israelites according to the Bible. Them so-called Jews saying they Israelites according to their religion. Right. Israelis according to their religion. That's why Vocab Malone always coming after us, which he set up. And then on top of that, he don't believe that we the Israelites. Right. See? He said out his own mouth. He don't believe that. Okay? And he's an Edomite. I'll read that again. It says the former have acquired a national identity. Okay? The latter are labeled as Jews only by their religion, not by their nationality, not by their race. This, however, creates a tragic paradox because the Jewish religion, unlike Christianity, Buddhism, or Islam, implies membership of a historical nation, a chosen race. All Jewish festivals commemorate events in the national history. The Exodus from Egypt, the Maccabean revolt, the death of the oppressor Haman, which Haman is mentioned in Esther. The destruction of the temple. The Old Testament is the first and the foremost the narrative of a nation's history. So the nation of Israel history is in the scriptures, and it deals with prophecy. Okay? And it deals with prophecy. And I got some more before we can carry on. That's in that book. I forgot to let you look at it, what I read. Okay, you see what you got? That's on page 224. And I got another one. This book, okay, Facts of Facts by Benjamin Freeman, okay? He was close to them elites, and he spilled the beans on them so-called Jews. Oh, this is what I forgot. Sorry about that. I got to go back to this book. the 13th tribe. This is just some of the stuff I just felt like bringing out today. You know, and in this book, it tells you how them Khazars was wearing their clothes on them till it disintegrated. That's where brothers got this from. That ain't as far as them wearing their clothes till it disintegrated on them. That's not in the scriptures like that. Okay? When brothers mention that, they got it out of this book, the 13th tribe. And I'm looking for something here. Let's see. Oh, this on page 13. I mean, it's lucky. This still out of the book, the 13th tribe. This on page 34, right? At the top. It says, from a chronological, dealing with time, okay, events, points, from a chronological point of view, the next event to be discussed could be the conversion of the Khazars to Judaism around AD 740. So that's when them so-called Jews converted. Okay? But it goes back further than that, but I'm just giving you this information. It goes back further than that. They was calling themselves, you had a guy, when you're reading the Josephus, you had an Israelite force the religion, okay, so to speak, on them Edomites, okay? Before this even happened. 740 AD, before this even happened. It goes back further than that. But I'm just giving you some of the information. Okay, you had an Israelite force them to keep the statute, laws, and commandments in order to be in that land of Edom, because we took over that land of Edom once upon a time. You have to read that in the Josephus, but I can't, his name escaped me right now. I can't remember the name, but you know what I'm saying? I put it up to where you can see it, where they was converted, so you can, you know, have more understanding of what I'm saying, because I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. Okay, so I'll put it up now so you can see it. Okay, but okay, they converted in 740 AD, right? According to the 13th tribe, right? And you got to remember, in the scriptures, they was going to be put in that land, okay? And that land was going to be polluted, okay? Showing you throughout certain books in the Bible, showing you through certain books that these Edomites wrote and the Bible, that they are not the chosen people, okay? So I'm gonna go here. This is facts of facts, and this is on page 9, right? It says, now those same Jews, talking about the gutter rats, so-called Jews, when they saw, oh, wrong one. It's likely wrong one. This is on page. That was going into the Balfour Declaration, what I was finna read on page 9, okay? But what I wanted to bring out is on page 57. When the Khazars in the 1st century BC invaded the Eastern Europe, their mother tongue was an Asiatic language referred to in the Jewish encyclopedia as the Khazars language. They were primitive Asiatic dialect without any alphabet or any written form. So they didn't have an alphabet or any written form of a language. Them so-called Jews, okay? They didn't have that. This is what, when they was in the mountains and stuff, okay? This is what Benjamin Freeman is saying in the book Facts of Facts, okay? I'll read it again. He said, they were a primitive Asiatic dialect without any alphabet or any written form. When King Bullen was converted in the 7th century, he decreed that the Hebrew characters he saw in the Talmud, which that ain't got nothing to do with the scriptures, okay? And them gutter rats believing, them so-called rabbis, that's what they're taught, okay? Deal with the Talmud. And when you read the Talmud talk bad about YAHAWASHI, who the world entity called Jesus, which is the Savior of Israel. They believe in the Talmud. They don't believe in the Bible. Okay?
I do.
Them so-called Jews.
I do.
Okay?
I like the backside.
And he saw in the Talmud and other Hebrew, this on page 58, documents was thereupon to become the alphabet for the Khazars language. The Hebrew characters were adopted to the phonetic of the spoken Khazar language. Now, we're going to look up the word phonetic, okay? Phonetic. No, phonetic. Let me spell it out. I don't know what's wrong with this. Woo, man, that's safe, man. I don't know what's wrong with these phones, man. Phonetic. There it goes.
According to fun-natic.com.
Phonetic. It ain't doing it. Let me just spell it out, man. P-H-O-N-E-T. Woo, boy, it's safe, boy. Let me just go on spell it. I try to do it the fast way, but I'm getting so many complications. So many. Man. Phonetic. Yeah, phonetic. See? Now it says phonetic. It says of a system or a writing having a direct correspondence between symbols and sounds. So that's what phonetic means. Okay? Okay? So this is what phonetic means. It says the Hebrew characters were adopted to the phonetic of the spoken Khazar language. The Khazars adopted the characters of so-called Hebrew language in order to provide a meaning for providing a written record of their speech. See? So they adopted the Hebrew characters, okay? The Hebrew characters, so they will have a written language for their speech. See? That's what they done. Okay? It says, before, this on page 58 still, it says, before it became known as the Yiddish language, the mother tongue of the Khazars added many words to its limited ancient vocabulary as a necessary necessity required. Okay? These words were acquired from the language of its neighboring nations with whom they had political, social, or economic relations. The language of all the nations added to their vocabulary, this on page 59, to their vocabulary in the same way. The Khazars adopted words to their requirement from the German, the Slavic, and the Baltic language. The Khazars adopted a great number of words from the German language, okay? But you got to remember, it says, reading down, it says Yiddish, the Yiddish language is not a German dialect. Many people are led to believe so because Yiddish has borrowed so many words from the German language. Okay? If Yiddish is a German dialect acquired from the German, then what language did the Khazars speak? So I read all that to show you that the Hebrew characters are used so they will have a written language. But their Yiddish that they speak is made up of different languages. You think it's Hebrew. That's why some people, if they speak fluent German, they can understand what they're saying. That's what I was reading up there. Okay? There. There. There at the bottom down there. And over there too. So this is information that I thought through the spirit that I bring out. So you Israelites out there that's coming into the fold who didn't know about these things, now you know. They don't actually speak Hebrew. They use the characters, and their dialect is made up of different languages. Okay? And you had a so-called Jew tell you that they converted in 740 AD. Now go back to Ezekiel.
All right, back in Ezekiel chapter 7.
And then on top of that, that so-called Jew, when you read the 13th tribe, he's telling you that the history of the Israelites, right, the nationality and the history of the Israelites is in the Bible. And when you deal with history, you got to deal with prophecy, because that's what the Bible contains, prophecy and history. So you got to go into the Old Testament to get an understanding who the Israelites are. Bottom line. Okay? Go ahead.
All right. This is they used to that thing where you wipe the nose, tissues.
Yeah. Go on.
All right. This
Water, bro.
is
Thank you, bro.
This is back in Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 21. And I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey.
You talking about that land over there. That's why them Edomites are in that land, okay? The so-called Jews are in that land, man. And we just read to you some of the history of them so-called Jews. And they really not Khazars, they're Edomites. Okay, but that label Khazars we put on them. But they really Edomites. They descend from Esau, Edom. And they are the tribe of Amalek. They Amalekites. Okay, go ahead.
And to the wicked of the earth for a spoil.
See, to the wicked of the earth for a spoil. So where you reading from?
This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 21.
Go ahead.
All right. Verse 22. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place. For the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. Verse 23. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes.
Yep, it said make a chain, because the land is full of bloody crime. So what the chain is set up to bind something up, to tie something up. Okay? So it said make a chain. Read it again.
All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 23. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes.
Yeah, the land is full of bloody crimes, man. Over there. That's why when you watch the news, you see it, man. There's war over there, man. Ain't no peace over there. Go ahead.
And the city is full of violence.
So, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the reason why we got kicked out of that land, because we wasn't being brotherly, and we was in the idol worship. They doing the same thing. And they heathen. doing the same thing and they heathens, man. They don't belong in that land. How much more is YAHAWASHI gonna get them? He got us up out of that land. Go ahead.
This is verse 24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses.
So we're gonna look up the word worst. Looking up the word worst there.
Come. It's Strong's H 7451. Well, the first entry he said red, the second entry was ra, and the third entry is ra'ah. But it means bad, evil, bad, disagreeable, malignant, bad, unpleasant, evil, giving pain, unhappiness.
See, evil. That's all you want, man. Evil. So read that again. That's key. Evil. That's all you need up out of there.
It also says wicked.
Yo, wicked. See?
Alright. This is back in Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen.
See, the evil, the wicked. That's Esau Edom, man. Oh, what you got? I got this in